Hi, my name is Lindsey Garland. I'm a 2015 graduate of Agnes Scott College. I double majored in political science and history, and this year I am living in sunshiny Athens, Greece as a Fulbright scholar. The ways that Agnes Scott prepared me for this year are really innumerable. While I was at Agnes Scott, I had the opportunity and the privilege of being exposed to phenomenal classroom environments. My teachers always pushed me to think about the world in a different way, think about people's experiences and how they color their opinions and their choices in life. Particularly being in Greece this year, I have been working in a classroom setting, teaching middle school predominantly, some high school classes, and doing some counseling for the high school for students applying to universities and colleges. Overall, I would say that in my experience, I have found that Agnes Scott prepared me for a life abroad because it was such a diverse place, because I was constantly in contact with people from different walks of life who had different opinions and different experiences than my own, and that was really important in creating me as a whole person, shaping me as a whole person. Some of my favorite experiences at Agnes Scott were definitely being a tour guide. Being able to interact with prospective students on a weekly basis was always a reminder of why I chose to attend Agnes Scott. I had the privilege during my junior and senior year of serving as the president of Tower Council, which is the tour guide association. And in that role, I got to interact with more students, as well as interact with Agnes Scott students who were interested in being involved in the prospective student process. Another really influential experience that I had at Agnes Scott was being involved in the Model United Nations organization. I had the privilege of traveling to different places in the country, particularly to Penn State, where I competed in multiple Model United Nations conferences, placing first overall delegate as a freshman and honorable mention as a sophomore. Of course, without any question, probably the most influential experience I had in my decision to apply for and accept a Fulbright scholarship was studying abroad. My junior year, I studied abroad at the University of Malta. For those of you who might not be familiar, because I wasn't until I lived there, with Malta, it is a very small Mediterranean island, about an hour off the coast of Sicily. It's absolutely tiny, and being exposed to such a different culture and such an isolated culture was really, really impactful for me. I had the opportunity to begin to understand that not all people think with an American mindset, and that being able to understand and accept that is what makes cultural exchange really rich and really is what makes it possible. In my role as a teacher, as a teaching fellow at the Hellenic American Education Foundation, where I actually also live on campus, has been so influential. And in this role, I have learned a lot about what it means to be Greek, what it means to be Greek during the economic and migrant crisis, and what people in Greece are afraid of at this time in their history. I feel so privileged to have had the opportunity to be here, and I am more than certain that I wouldn't have been here without the help and the guidance of the Agnes Scott family. Upon completion of my Fulbright grant, I will be returning to Atlanta, Georgia, where I have recently been offered and accepted a 2-year position with the Woodruff and Whitehead Foundations. These are the philanthropic organizations most closely associated with the long-term president of Coca-Cola, Bob Woodruff. These names are staples around the Atlanta community, and in my position, I'm hoping to get a better understanding of the grant-making, grant-writing process, and become more familiar with the nonprofit industry and the nonprofit sector in Atlanta. This is the area that I see myself most likely to work in long-term. Of course, at some point, I would like to attend grad school, and I assume it'll be after that. Again, I couldn't thank Agnes Scott enough, and I really wish I could be there for the alumni weekend this year. It's my first one to miss in 5 years, so I hope everyone enjoys their weekend. We love our sisters, and go Scotties.